Hello everyone and welcome back to Chicane, where we, your hosts, Brinley
and McKenna,
put the chic in motorsports.
Our goal is to bring you the latest paddock pulp, provide in-depth and unique interviews with fans and your favorite F1 content creators.
And encourage you to learn about the sport in a fun and innovative way.
We hope you stick around for today's episode to hear all of our thoughts on Hungary and our hot takes for Spa.
And with that, let's get running. Woo! I did not give this any thought. I forgot about it.
P1 is, you guys heard this last week, but I was traveling to California. It was really, really fun. We got to hang out with a bunch of my family. It was super warm there. We had an average of like 105 degree weather all week. We were in the south, so we experienced humidity.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no humidity there. It's all dry heat. So we were like, it was so nice all week. We went to like the Redwoods and we went to Yosemite. And it was just really nice and really fun. DNF was it was so stressful traveling with a baby. If you don't know, I have a 9-month-old. And she did great the whole time. I'm so thankful. But we had a red-eye flight, and it was just like the worst. Because I couldn't sleep, and like my husband couldn't sleep, and we kept just passing her between each other. And I think that was just like traveling on the plane. I was so stressed out. There's a lot of people who are like really understanding of traveling with the kid, and then there were some people that were like giving us looks that were like, really, you're the people that are traveling with the baby. And it's like, we just are going through our life.
Yeah.
You have headphones, put them on. But yeah.
So was that the DNF, like just traveling with the baby? Yeah.
And then being exhausted and all thrown off schedule because of the red eye and just because we weren't doing our normal routine for the week. So I don't even know what day it is.
And we are doing this a couple days late just so that she could catch up. And then I was not ready either. Yeah. We were just so busy this week. So hopefully we'll go back to regular schedule next week. And then just a heads up, because we are going into the silly season, summer season for F1, and then IndyCar is on break as well. We'll be doing some different recording over the next 2 weeks because I'll be out of town, but we still want to get you some episodes out. But it should be sounding fine on your side of it. So just make sure you're following us on Instagram so that you can keep up with all of the updates that we put out. If you do follow us, you know that this episode is coming out a little bit later this week. But yeah. Okay, so for my P1s and DNF, P1, I would probably say I'm getting all of my outfits today. I'm going shopping today for all my outfits for Puerto Rico because I leave next weekend.
Wow.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
I leave next weekend, and then kind of on the other side of that for DNF, I'm really stressed out right now about school. I leave for Puerto Rico. I'm there for a week and a half. I come back. I have a week. I'm planning a birthday party, and then I move in the next weekend to school. So, and then I'm leaving my job temporary, seasonal wise, I just won't be able to work during school time. So I'll come back holidays and stuff, but I won't have a steady income anymore. So I'm not gonna have a lot of money in the next few months.
Sponsor for the podcast.
So I'm a little stressed about that, and just finding a job on campus has been a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be. So be thinking of me for financial problems right now for my DNF. Yeah, but that's about it. And then for paddock pulp, we actually have a lot today that I even thought about doing a post just for the news that we have for this week. So if you haven't seen already, current driver for Alpine, Esteban Ocon, has been set to leave Alpine for a while now at the end of the season, and he has now been confirmed alongside Oliver Behrman in the MoneyGram Haas F1 seat. So we will see them paired side by side next season. And then speaking of Alpine, Alpine's doing a specific Marvel Deadpool livery for this weekend because Deadpool and Wolverine's movie's coming out this weekend, and Ryan Reynolds, who plays Deadpool, has high interest in Alpine.
He's an owner in the team.
Yeah, he's an owner in the team. So they decided to do a red-black theme for the car this weekend in honor of that. And then if you have watched F1 for a while, or if you've watched Drive to Survive, you might know the old team principal Ferrari, Mattia Benito. Probably saying that really bad. He left Ferrari last season, and then he's actually just been signed on to the Audi project. Mm-hmm. So we will see him back in the paddock for 2026.
Yeah, and now I know a lot of people are putting that, like, now they're even more confused as to where Carlos is going to go.
Oh, yeah.
Because there was so much speculation that he was going to go to Kit, which is changing to Sauber after next year.
Yeah.
Which then Mattia would be his team principal again.
Yeah.
And so everyone's like, wait.
Huh?
No, we really don't know.
We really don't know. And then Max Verstappen has a 10-place grid penalty for Spa this weekend for taking a new power unit in his car. So whatever position he'll get, he will go down 10 places. So should be a very interesting race this weekend. And then current Alpine team principal Bruno Famin is to leave Alpine at the end of August. So towards the end of silly season and the summer break, he will be set to leave, and we have yet to hear the news. It literally was dropped on the F1 news like 5 minutes before we started recording. So fit that in at the end. So stay tuned for that. And if you would like to keep up with this, then I can post a separate post for it. But yeah, that's it for Paddock Pulp.
All right, now we're gonna give all of our thoughts on Hungary. I didn't get to watch the race live. I watched it like 2 days late, again, because we were just doing so much. We were busy. We were on the lake all day on Sunday. So the only thing I knew was there was a lot of drama at McLaren going into the race. But let's just start off with what our predictions and hot takes were. Mm-hmm. So what were your podium?
I had Lando, Max, and a surprise podium. So we did have Lando on podium. Max was not on podium. And then I don't know if Lewis counts as a surprise podium.
I think he would have, like, 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, 4 weeks ago he would have. But, like, now that Mercedes is, like, actually in the fight, I think that doesn't count. So
I had Max, Oscar, and George. Mm-hmm. So
you had a McLaren.
If I do some girl math and say, well, George is riding Mercedes and Mercedes was third, so that's technically right.
Yeah.
And then Oscar was on podium.
Yeah. What was your hot take for the race?
I had said that we would have a crash, like a big crash. Like potentially 3 cars, potentially like red flagged. We actually had like 3 crashes just 2 in qualifying.
We did, yeah.
But not in the actual race. We just had the Max thing, and then only 1 car retired.
Yeah.
Which was just
pure.
Yeah. Not any fault to him.
Yeah.
Just the car.
Engine problems. I think it was actually a hydraulic issue that he had. My hot take was just Logan points. I'm just going to keep saying it until he gets it. So, yeah. DNF predictions. You had said 3 cars for the big crash, and then I had said 2 for Nando and Carlos.
Yeah.
So, no, that didn't happen. Okay, so thoughts on the race?
Okay, yeah. A lot happened that played out in front of everyone, and a lot happened that didn't play out in front of everyone.
Yes.
That was like kind of more hidden just because there was so much going on at the front of the field. Mm-hmm. I think McLaren made a big oopsie. We were talking about this earlier before, but they really put themselves in a position where either way people would be mad at them. Mm-hmm. If they hadn't made Lando switch places, people would be angry that they took away Oscar's first win from him. Mm-hmm. Because he got the advantage off the line and was managing really well throughout the whole first half of the race. But then they screwed up the whole pit stop strategy.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they were just like, well, we need to have Oscar win and hope that like the excitement of him getting his first win would cover up kind of the mistake that they made. But it just made it so much worse.
It totally did.
But I am super happy for Oscar. Mm-hmm. I wish that his win wasn't tainted by like people questioning McLaren's choices.
Or just McLaren making the wrong decisions. So.
Yeah. That's where I stand on that.
Yeah. I kind of agree. I agree with everything you said. A lot of people were DMing me on the race because they were like, "What the crap? Like, I know you're a huge McLaren fan. How do you feel?" So I'm first and foremost 100% happy for Oscar. Like, he has been racing so well this season. Getting rookie of the year in his first season is insane for Formula One, and he 100% deserves a win. I kind of have to agree on what you said, though. I feel like with the decisions that McLaren made and how they strategized that race, it didn't feel the same as when Lando won. And that makes me heartbroken for both of them, because I think that Oscar deserves a happy win with that much energy. And I know he's a little bit more calm than Lando, but anybody's first win in F1 should feel so euphoric and exciting. And there was just such a dampered mood, and tainted. He even apologized for winning afterwards, because he felt like so many people were upset with how McLaren executed the strategy, and nobody should have to apologize for their first win in F1. So I was really upset with that, and I felt very upset with the onboard with Lando and Will. I felt like there are better ways to get your point across without having to gaslight and what is the word I'm thinking of? Like, kind of just, I felt like the way that Will executed most of his calls to Lando were trying to make him feel bad when it's racing. Like, I get that they're on the same team, but if this was anybody else's position, Max would never give up a position 6 seconds ahead of his teammate to let his teammate win. And like, you could probably talk to majority of the grid and they wouldn't do the same thing.
This actually happened last year. They asked Max to swap places with Checo to give him a better chance at P2 in the championship, and he was like, no. And no one that I recall really gave him hate for it.
No.
They were like, no, Max is a champion. He's doing what winners do.
Yeah. And
here Lando is.
Yeah, but then also on the side of what you were saying, if Lando were to win, then everybody would be coming at him for not giving the Oscar the chance. And I just feel like when it comes down to racing outside of, if it wasn't team orders, like, I don't know, like, it's such a sticky situation. And I think that no matter what, this wasn't the driver's fault. I think this was McLaren's fault. So I'm happy that Lando was able to end up giving the position so that Oscar could have this win, but I do want to see both of them get a second win and 100% without a doubt earn it and have happiness around it.
It's just that, like, first wins are so exciting.
Yes.
And 1-2s are, like, so exciting. And it was just kind of,
the whole mood was messed up.
Yeah.
So
just wasn't.
And I feel like that speaks enough levels for how it was executed. But then, like, regarding the rest of the race, I was I was telling her this before we recorded, half the grid wasn't shown on the broadcast. Like, if you go back and watch the race, it typically is just McLaren, Max, and Lewis. And I think George in there a little bit, but I didn't even know that Pierre DNF'd until lap 17. Like, there was a long time before I realized that he had DNF'd. And then apparently there was some more drama with team orders between Fernando and Lance. And then there was some issues with Daniel and Yuki and, like, all of this stuff. And I had no idea. And now I can't even go watch it back.
I did hear about the Fernando and Lance thing. I guess they told Fernando to let Lance pass so that he could have a chance to fight with Yuki.
Yeah.
And if he couldn't pass Yuki by a certain lap, he was supposed to let Fernando back pass and swap places again. And he just didn't.
Yeah. So there was a lot of drama that wasn't covered because of the fight with McLaren. But yeah, that was a very interesting race.
There was a lot of
tough decisions made.
Drama. I heard that it was like Drive to Survive was going to make a whole 3-part episode, like 3-episode.
Oh, for sure.
Documentation of this one race.
Sure. Okay, but as for, like, our statistics for this race, the best pit stop of the race was actually Red Bull at 2.0 seconds. So, a lot of surprises.
Yeah. And then our fastest lap was George Russell at 1 minute 20.305 seconds, which is 3 seconds off the lap record, which is pretty far.
Yeah. I was surprised too, Russell being the fastest lap.
Yeah,
like, I didn't know that either. I was so focused, I didn't know.
I thought it was Lando's.
And then driver of the day was Oscar Piastri. So congratulations, Oscar, for a win and a driver of the day. So now we will head into our pit stop fun fact and then a pre-race preview for Spa. Box. Come into the pits.
Okay, so we talked a little bit about how Pierre retired, and that was only one car. So the most retirements to ever occur during a Grand Prix was in 1951, where during the Indianapolis 500, which they were doing in Formula One at the time, 25 out of 33 cars DNF'd.
What?
The next closest to that was in 1996, where 18 out of 21 cars DNF'd.
That's only 8 cars racing. Why? Do you know?
I don't know.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what would make more than like 3/4 of the grid.
I'm sure some crashes, some car problems. That was only the second year of Formula One. So obviously a lot more like not as regulated. So there's a lot more like wheel-to-wheel fighting that happens. That's like leads to higher chances of like DNFing, I guess.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Did you also see the crash with Indy?
Mm-mm.
Okay. I'll have to show you later. I've been watching Indy a little bit more, but then they just went on summer break for 3 weeks, so there's no races that we can watch now.
It's kind of sad that they go on summer break at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like, can we have
no
one?
No, at all.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we are going to get into the Spa preview. We have the race this weekend, so do you want to tell us what the name of the track is?
Yeah, so the circuit is Circuit de Spa. Wait, we just practiced that. All right, we are at Circuit Spa Francorchamps. Every time I have to say it to the mic, I forget.
Spa Francorchamps. There we go.
Circuit de Spa Francorchamps.
Yeah, we're probably still butchering it.
Yeah.
But as for location, welcome to the 14th round of racing for Formula One, our last race for the first half of the season before the drivers and teams head to summer break, or silly season, as we like to call it. This is a mouthful, but this circuit is found in Francorchamps, Stavelot, Wallonia, Belgium, about 8 kilometers outside of Spa. One of the most gorgeous tracks in the world, where you will see the most iconic photos of a track for chicanes. So if you see that like one photo or video of like the chicane that goes uphill, this is the track that you will see. And I will try to provide a picture somewhere.
This is our track.
This is our track. This is the chicanes track. But also I wanted to add this in. This is also the same track that Antoine Hubert and what's his name? D'Amelio? Yes. D'Amelio both passed away at. So we are honoring this weekend for them too in motorsports. So, yeah.
All right.
Time.
Okay. For proper timing, check your F1 app.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. I can just say that.
Okay. And then for length, I forgot to add the miles. So just hopefully most of you guys
We should take a guess.
Oh, guess. Okay. I'm terrible at converting kilometers to miles. It's 7.004 kilometers.
I'm going to say that's 4.5 miles.
Okay. At 44
Almost
laps.
5 miles.
Yeah.
Just under 5 miles.
Yeah, I would say that too because we have shorter lap times. So we have 44 laps for this race. So a longer track. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so... what about DRS?
All right, we have 19 turns, 2 DRS zones, and 1 speed trap.
Yeah. So, hold on. As for some history, do you want to do that or do you want me to?
You can can do it.
Okay. As for some history about this track, everything is provided from the Spa-Francorchamps website. Oh, baby, what's wrong?
Just turn you around.
She's like, guys, I want some mic time. Everything is found on the Spa website for the circuit itself. So that's where I got all this information. But Spa has been a privileged witness to the evolution of motorsports since 1921. The circuit was nestled in the heart of Belgian Ardennes, and its verdant surroundings recognizable. Wait. I'm sorry. I don't think it's translated correctly. So, it's recognizable to the world over. Yeah, I don't know. That doesn't make sense. Recognizable the world over things too.
The surroundings are recognizable to the world. Oh.
Okay.
The surroundings are recognizable to the world thanks to, among other things, its legendary Red de Lion.
En Rouge. En Rouge. Bear with us, guys. This is French. We don't understand it.
We should have previewed all of this.
I know, we should have. It's fine. We'll get back to our very professional podcasting soon.
We'll be back on track next week.
No pun intended. Anyway, the first car race was scheduled for August 1921 on a 15.820 kilometer track. So that is very, very long.
Wow.
A year later, the Royal Automobile Club of Belgium organized its first Belgian Grand Prix at Francorchamps, and then this was an endurance race for sports cars won by Taranco Brewer Imperia Abodal. And in 1924, the RACB organized its first edition of the Francorchamps 24 Hours. Mm-hmm. So, unless I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure this is where Le Mans is held, right?
No, Le Mans is
in Le Mans.
In Le Mans,
okay,
France.
So this was the first 24 hours race.
But this is another track that they've done 24-hour races at.
There we go. That makes more sense. I was like, I couldn't remember if Le Mans was a place or just the name of the race. So.
Yeah, it's the town that the track is near, I believe.
Do not put that in your mouth, please.
Her own mic.
Aww. Yeah, so do you want to do past podium?
So, last year our podium here was Verstappen, Perez, and Leclerc.
Ooh.
And then the lap record at this track is 1 minute 46.286 seconds. And that was set in 2018. Did I say already that was done by Valtteri?
No.
Held by Valtteri Bottas.
Do you think that will be beat this year?
Girly? No.
No, you don't think it's going to be beat? I mean, it is a very long track. I can't imagine, like, a record being set, changed, or anything soon at an intense track like this. This is a very intense track. And as for, like, DNFs, we had 2 last year. But typically in the history of motorsports, like, there's either dangerous, lethal crashes or just a lot of problems. And it also does produce a lot of rain on the weekend.
Yeah.
So it's always an interesting race.
And then as for DNFs last year, we only had 2, as you already mentioned, which were Sainz and Piastri.
Yikes. I wonder if that started all their drama.
Maybe.
I don't even know what the actual drama is, but people just keep referencing it.
I don't think it really exists.
Not at least not on Oscar's side. Oscar's just like, okay.
So chill.
Do you have any pre-race hot takes actually? For the race?
Hot takes. Max no points.
Oh, Max no points?
No points.
Outside of the points. Interesting.
Okay. Yeah. I'll say that for now.
Okay. Since we're already like halfway, like we're on Friday, we're recording Friday, so we only have practice and then the race and qualifying. So I'm gonna say a hot take. We get a new principal for Alpine announced.
Okay.
In news. say Logan points again because it's the last one
Obviously.
of the summer. I'm going to keep saying it, but we're last race of the summer. I feel like he can push it. The Alex was in P3 for FP1 today. So obviously the Williams is doing a little bit better, but also like practice you can't really like base your opinions on. But yeah, I'm going to say Logan points.
Really know.
Logan points and Alpine principal announced.
Mm-hmm.
And then do you have podium predictions?
I'm gonna go. I kind of want to do something a little crazy.
Oh.
But I don't even know. I'm gonna say. I don't think Charles is gonna win. But I'm gonna say Charles win because of like the French roots and everything. And Antoine. And for that reason, I'm also going to put Pierre top 5, which is not podium, but top 5.
Oh.
And then I'm going to say Lando and Oscar.
Okay. Surprise, surprise. I'm going to say Lando.
Lando?
Lando win.
What? That's crazy.
The way that I couldn't tell if you were being genuine or not. I'm so bad at reading people.
I missed my acting career.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to say Lando. This is Belgian roots.
So sorry if you hear the banging in the back.
She just wants a part of the action. Yes, Lando is part Belgian. And with his grandmother passing away this weekend, and like all the drama that happened last weekend, I just think that this will be a good opportunity to win again. I hope that he does. I think this would be a perfect place to win. And then also gets him closer to the fight for the championship in drivers. As for the rest of the podium, I'm going to say Charles on podium and George.
Okay.
And then I agree with Pierre and the points, like top 5. I agree with that.
Doing well this weekend.
Yeah. So that's my podium predictions.
That's just too loud. That's a little bit too loud. Yeah. I'm sorry. It's okay. Where's your horse? Huh? Okay. And then I guess we just have DNF predictions. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yuki.
Oh.
And Joe. And then one other one.
So 3?
Yeah.
I'm going to say... Oh, I hate this, but I feel it. So, Oscar? Yikes.
I mean, okay.
Oscar... I agree with Yuki. I agree with 3 DNF. So, Oscar, Yuki, and Esteban.
Okay.
We'll see. Anything else to add? Do you think?
I don't think so.
I was going to say we covered a lot, I feel like.
Yeah, I feel like we rambled a lot in the first part.
Also, speaking of the first part, she's chewing on a plastic thing. So sorry, guys. For the first part of the episode, we did go back and look at it, and apparently it was a little bit echoey, but it did get better the more we recorded. So we apologize for that. Like we said, we did have some technical issues earlier this week if you follow us on Instagram. So, yeah, we're grateful that you guys are sticking around and staying around for the drama and the mess, but we're working through the things to fix it and get back to regular scheduled programming.
Yeah, let us know your thoughts about what's going to happen this weekend. Mm-hmm. I was going to say let us know what you are predicting for silly season, but we'll save that one for next week. Yeah. So be thinking about it so you can let us know.
Think of where you would put the seats for silly season for 2025.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that more in depth next week.
Right. Yeah. We can't wait to talk with you guys again next week.
Mm-hmm. See you on the other side of the track.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's Checkered Flag.
bye.